What's up, my friends? It's Tuesday. It's your boy Donuts coming back for another Donuts Talk Sports episode. We're going to be breaking down a lot here today on today's stream. This stream is brought to you by Fancy Cruncher. I see you, chat. You're popping off early. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Fancy Cruncher, for sponsoring our stream and partnering with teamriseorfall.com. All of our members, due to Santa Dave, as we refer to him as, his generosity, all of our members and anybody who is affiliated with either site gets $20 to use on Fancy Cruncher if they're a member of teamriseorfall.com. So if you sign up, teamriseorfall.com, you get $20 to use at FC. All right, so let's dive into two things. Number one, I want to show a contest. All right, so I'm going to show contest selection real quick because the showdown slates are something I am super passionate about this year, but I foresee a major issue for anybody who is playing these if they're not smart. Number two, we're going to slide over, and I want to look at some of the differences when looking at Showdown on Lineup Rewind. And then we're going to look at some Lineup Rewind crunches last night and some of the types of strategies I've really been thinking about when we're talking about the captain spot, what to do with each position, any type of exposure caps and things like that. So that'll be the FC portion of all of this. The first thing, I just wanted to lead off looking at the contest selection themselves. So this has been something I've talked about, and I promise you, Chad, I see you all. I'm going to say hello. I'm going to talk to you in a minute. I want to get this out, though. This is too important to me. When I was looking at the contest on Sunday night, it occurred to me that, holy smokes, this is getting bigger. All right. I didn't really pay attention Thursday. I thought Thursday was like, it was opening kickoff. They're going to want all their contests to just be absolutely massive, of course. So, of course, the contests are going to be huge, right? So then I saw it Sunday, and I was like, well, hold on. That's just not like a opening night kickoff anymore. Like, Showdown's just huge now. We're talking about Showdown contests being larger than most of the main slate contests, which is why I was very specific with a lot of my staff this past week too, that like our Showdown content needs to be fully covered for every base. We've got written components, we have player pool component, there's a live stream, there's a video, there's a public video, CG's doing the projections, everything, because Showdown has actually become bigger than the main slate. Now, does it have as many big contests? No. But the contests that we all like to play, and let's be honest, we all do it, they're bigger than main slate contests. These are enormous contests now, and they are bigger than they ever used to be. And all of them were. Sunday night, last night was huge. Now I'm looking at Thursday night where we have a trash game between the Giants and the Washington football team. And look at the size of some of these contests. 197,000 entries at $15 a piece. Enormous. So when you're looking at this and you're like, well, okay, I don't play the $15 level. Well, okay, hold on. Do you play the $3 level? Well, my friends, you're going to run into a similar issue. 118,000 people. This is a 20 max. This isn't even 150 max. This is 20 max. People can only enter 20 at a time. That means you have tens of thousands of people that are entering this at $3 a pop. Same thing here, 118,000 for the $1 level. So while you're playing these, I want you to be extremely careful when you are playing these Showdown slates and when you are entering these. If you wait a little bit later, even you guys who like to play the dime, it's 118,000 entries. These are absolute dart throws. You need to be mindful about what you're entering. 118,000 again for the quarter. Basically, every single buy-in level is the same contest structure, the same payout structure, the same percentiles to 1st through 10th and everything else. It's all the same. They're all 118,000. They're all very similar. And it does not matter your buy-in. So what you need to look for, my friends, is the smaller contest. If you're going to throw $1 into or $3 into this, or 118,000, I promise you this, even if you explode, you have a great lineup, you have to beat 118,899 different lineups to get first place. And my friends, I can tell you this right now, this first place, when you have 119,000 lineups to beat, if you do happen to have the nuts build, you are going to chop up first place, maybe 30 other people. And guess what? You're going to win $1,000 each no matter what. Maybe you'll chop it up with 60 people and you're going to win $500 each. All right. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. $500 each. or you invest $2 into this right here. Okay, hear me out. $2.70 lineups. And it's potentially a lineup where you might not even chop it up. It's small enough where you might just take first outright. Or if you chop it with first place, my friends, with 5 people, okay, that's 800, 1,000, 1,100. That's 1,175 divided by 5. You all get 200, and it would be $235. $235 each. What's the better probability? Just do it quickly. You, with 5 people, chopping up a contest where you only beat 2,900 entries, or you and 60 people having to beat 118,000 entries. Okay. So there we go. It's a boring topic to talk about, but when your guys are playing these showdowns, and I saw people posting winning photos last night, and they're like, yeah, look at this. I won $15, right? And like, that's cool. I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm proud of you. But I was looking at some of these contests people were entering, man, and it's like, if you had just waited until later and done like a smaller contest, some of those lineups and those scores I saw would have been taking down small contests that were put up like maybe an hour before slate lock. So just please, please, please be mindful about what you're entering. These types of contests right here, you have a chance of beating 1,100 people, and you might not even chop up first place, and you could win some buku bucks here. The same amount of money, by the way. You'll probably have the same amount of money beating 1,100 people that you would beating 118,000 people. So there we go. I had to do a little bit of teaching today. I just saw too many people entering these crazy contests and thinking they're just going to take first place and then go ham. But it's no. You're going to chop it up with 1 million people every single time. It's how those contests works. John, I appreciate you. It's that time of the year where multiple sports are rolling at once. Time to bank the bag. Okay. Time to bink. Yeah, across multiple sports. I saw you have a nice night in MLB, a nice night on Showdown. Good job, John. Appreciate you. What is up, Chad? I love y'all. They have dope T-shirts at FC. Yeah, they really do. Their FC shop is pretty sick. Single entry, Kemper. Good job. I appreciate seeing people kind of take what I say and execute it, because it's hard. It's hard to do because you all see these really, really high payouts and you're like, I want it. I want $100,000. Oh, yeah. You ain't going to get it. You are against 119,000 people. You're not going to get that money. Even if you take first place, you're chopping it up like crazy. Like crazy. You're going to chop it with so many different people. I don't know. They're fun. Throw a few lineups in for fun. Okay. But if you're really trying to build your bankroll, you're playing smaller tournaments. All right. There you go. I entered the 11K $3.20 max on Sunday over the big one. My top lineup won an extra $15. Good for you. There you go, dude. And it makes sense. And Frank, what I like about what you just said too is imagine that over the entire season for every sport. How much money are you all leaving on the table? How much money are you losing? How much money are some of you losing? Truly. Some of you are losing money like all the time because you're doing these crazy, crazy contests. Imagine doing that for an entire year, chat. What if you did that for an entire year? I'm talking, you did NBA every night, MLB every night, and every single night your top lineup would have won 15 more, 20 more. Every once in a while, it would have won $500. And yeah, you're not getting a $5,000 hit. You're not taking home 10K, but more often than not, you're getting a little bit more, and you're also losing a little bit less. So more or less, you're just trying to tread water until, bang, $500. Tread more water for a month, bang, $1,500. Tread some water, okay, lose 100, win 50, lose 30, win 70, lose 60, win 280, and you're doing that all year, instead of this like down, and pray you just get one night where you're not chopping first place on a showdown. So yeah, that's a long-term player. Exactly, Aaron. I mean, that's the difference of where I was 3 years ago to now owning a business. That is literally it. That's it. That is it. It went from like I was a negative player for years to like 2017 in 2017, 2018, I would have like 1 or 2 sites out of my 3 or 4 would be positive ROI, and then I'd lose money on the other ones. And then since 2019, it's been just like a slow increase in profit, and the profit margins are going up annually. And it's nothing to do with me being a better player. It's simply me entering better contests. It's the only difference. And I talk about it often because it's super important to me. Y'all want to win money? Enter better contests. That's it. Exactly, especially this weekend when the $3 was 600,000 entries. That's craziness. Game selection's awful. I know it. It's hard not to chase, especially in the main slates. Kevin O, I appreciate that. Says, yo, all of your content is killer. Contest selection brought me over 400% ROI this week, and it's awesome. I love you, dude. Thank you for saying that on air. Appreciate that very much, man. So you're saying tournaments with goals to mid-cash because you're not going to win first? If you're entering those super large tournaments, Wes, I'm going to be super honest and transparent about it. If you're entering those, go into them ready to lose all of your money. And if you don't lose all your money, that is a minor victory in and of itself. What I don't like seeing is people going in there, getting their butts kicked in these large-ass tournaments, and then they end up whining about DFS, they whine about Fantasy Cruncher, they whine about Rise or Fall, they whine about DFS in a nutshell, they whine about FanDuel, they whine about DraftKings. That's not the problem. Okay, those people who are whining about it, they've got their own problem of entering the wrong contests every single night of DFS in doing a long-term negative EV strategy and basically losing money over the course of the year unless they hit a super high contest first place by themselves multiple times. It ain't just one time. We're talking multiple times over the course of the year. Be realistic. Be realistic with yourself. You have to build for the contest you're playing. If you're playing that super big contest, okay, you're going in here and you're looking at this, Lamar Jackson, highest projected owned player in the captain spot, and you're doing this. Immediately, he's gone. He is gone. You ain't touching him in the captain spot. Why? Because you're trying to beat 119,000 lineups. You got to build to the contest you're in. Appreciate it, CG. Plus the projections from the site I was able to use Sunday night for Super Draft or Showdown won me more money again to the end of the night. That's pretty cool, man. What's the largest single entry by field size contest that I would enter? Well, it depends on my goal. I've been fully transparent about this, and I promise we're diving in here in a second. This all matters to me, and I kind of want to talk about it, both things today, which is why I'm having this 10-minute prelude here, because I want to talk about how to use Fantasy Cruncher for your specific goal. All right. That's very important. I'm doing the teacher setup, right? Where I'm setting up scenarios to the class, and then the lesson itself is going to be following. I can't help myself. I'm a teacher through and through for 13 years, and I can't stop and I won't stop. I'm going to show you how to use FC for both. Honestly, that's my goal today. My goal at this point in time, my friends, I have been so blessed to be so profitable over the last probably 18 months, where at this point I'm just entering large tournaments, and I'm just chasing the big money. I'm just chasing big money. I'm playing with house money to amounts that I never thought would be possible. You know, honestly, that's it. I don't want to brag. I don't want to talk about the amounts, but they're enough to the point where I'm okay having several $1,000s in play on the weekend into only large field tournaments. It has been a ride. The last 2 years have been a nice ride. So I'm chasing glory, man. I'm hoping for a 100K bank. I'm hoping for a 50K bank, and I'm understanding that I'm going to lose money every week unless I get one of those sooner or later, and I can accept that. But not everybody can. Y'all need to do what you need to do. No, I'm not flexing, Fonzie. I got to answer these people. I'm going to be honest. I show people all this stuff all year. You got to be honest with people. I hate when people lie about like what they're doing. I lost $400 this weekend. How's that a casual flex? I lost $435 on DraftKings. Yeah, sweet flex. You know, there's my flex for this past weekend, week one. I lost $400-something. That's life. I'm in the wrong contests, but I understood that I was ready to lose those. So let's talk about last night. And I'm going to show you two things. Number one, you build to your contest and you build to your site. Last night on Yahoo, okay, I had $420 in. I think I made 42 $10 lineups, and I returned like $980. It was a good night. And when I did that, I understood that on Yahoo, I just need to worry about building a floor. It's very similar to FanDuel. It's 5 players on the lineup, and very much like on FanDuel, you can use those quarterbacks in the flex spot, and you're gonna be great. And it's also like such solid price discrepancies. Where Tyson Williams was $10 on Yahoo, so I had him at like 80%. I had Lamar Jackson in the captain spot for like 70%. I had Darren Waller in there, the other 30%. And then I made sure Lamar, Darren Waller, Derek Carr, Tyson Williams were in like 80% or more of my lineups, and that 5th guy was just kind of rotated through. I didn't get the nuts build. I was actually 2 points away from shipping it and getting a live final seat. I was that close, my friends. But the point I'm trying to make is you build to the site, you build to the contest you're in. Now, if we're talking on DraftKings and we're using FC and you're entering a very large field tournament, there's 2 things I probably want to do. Number 1, I'm probably removing one of the highest owned guys on the slate at the highest owned position here, the most important position, I should say. And I'm probably going to make this 1 or 2 uniques max. I don't worry about this. I don't care about my salary. I don't care about how many players against my defense. And my friends, my global cap is probably going to be real high. Honestly, it's going to be way up there. I'm going to allow Fantasy Cruncher to have full flexibility based on what I have uploaded onto the site. And I'm going to calculate that bad boy, and I'm just going to let it rip. And when I look at this later, and I'm looking at my captain spot, and I see 78% Derek Carr, I also need to understand that this ain't it. This is not how you take down a tournament on DraftKings. We've covered this a million times. Did he do well last night? Absolutely. But you need to go out of your way to try to get some exposure to some of these guys, some of these wide receivers in your captain spot who have that upside. Now, last night might have been slightly different because when you look at this team, you look at this game, you don't have those guys. You don't have a Sammy Watkins going 8 for 120 and 2 scores. It is not what we saw on Thursday Night Football with the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Buccaneers. I mean, we had Tampa Bay with 3 wideouts who were just electric looking. We had 3 for the Cowboys, who just have massive ceilings. So we were not playing those contests the same way we would play on Monday night. You have to build to the contest, and each night in DFS is different. So when you had Thursday Night Football, you had different wide receivers only in the captain spot. You had Amari in there. You had CeeDee in there. You were using Antonio Brown, who I tweeted about all week, who I had a huge thing about in Discord and on the website. And I said he's the key to victory. And he was. He is the guy who was in the captain spot to win $1 million on Thursday Night Football. Monday Night Football, a little bit different. You don't have those pass-catching targets. So I probably do something like this where, like, you know what, Derek Carr, I'm going to use him in there. I'm off the chalky guy because I'm trying to beat 118,000 people. And I'm still going to include Derek Carr in my lineups. And I'm going to crunch this bad boy out. It gives me more exposure to some of these other players. Look, now I'm starting to get some Marquise Brown. I'm getting a whole lot of Darren Waller, Mark Andrews. By the way, Mark freaking Andrews, I don't know, 6, 7 targets last night. I had this like 9 play parlay, and it all hinged on Mark Andrews just having 4 receptions. I just needed 4 from him. It was like a $30 play. It was going to return like $800. I was super excited. And I'm watching that final drive, final quarter, the 5th quarter. And he had 2 targets, and both incomplete. He just needed to catch one of them, and I was sitting on like an $800 head. So I was sweating that one out. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so look at my captain exposure here. So we ended up getting 50 to Derek Carr, and we really spread it out afterwards. I mean, I can sort this real quick. I have no clue how this did. Hey, I mean, a 135 is a real good score last night. I actually do not remember what the winning scores were like. Maybe y'all need to tell me. 19 target Darren Waller being in there certainly was the guy you needed in the captain spot, as he had a 44 point night. 44 with him there, 28 here with Derek Carr ends up being 72.25. And if you wrap it the other way, let's see, Carr with 42 and Waller with 29, you end up getting 71.5. So you ended up getting 0.75 less. So Darren Waller in the captain spot was the way you needed to build. DK, the winning lineup was a 136 last night. Okay. So, I mean, fam, we are right there. We are right there. See, okay, and I love you. I appreciate you. Get over the names. Don't worry about who they are. You're only worried about strategy, construction, and correlation. Do not worry about Mark Andrews, the name. That's not a thing. That's not a thing in DFS. That's a fantasy football thing. Worrying about Mark Andrews, the name, Sammy Watkins, the name. That's fantasy football. That's PPR. That's 12 teamers. We're talking. We're building for lineups for hoping he has this. Okay, hoping he has this. Hoping he has this, and you just get lucky. That's it. That's what we're building for. And we're including them there. And when we include a guy like Watkins in there, you know, we're going to groups and we're making a group here and we're making sure that if Sammy Watkins pops up, okay, Sammy Watkins, the captain, you're also getting, no, he's on Lamar Jackson. He's on Baltimore. There you go. And that's how you build. You're not worried about who is who, what they do or anything. You're just worried about, is my correlation proper? If a wide receiver pops in there, if Marquise Brown is used, is Lamar Jackson in the flex? He should be. Lamar Jackson was in there a ton. Okay, he just wasn't in there a captain, and that's fine. That's fine. We took out the highest owned captain. We had a 135. You're telling me the highest score last night was a 136.65? I mean, we were 1.4 points away from the nuts. Then the nuts build. That's a good night. That's a good night. You probably took money home. Ownership. The one spot I think ownership matters is captain. That's it, homie. Johnny, that's it, bro. So, like right here, I literally just looked at Lamar Jackson and said, well, highest owned guy, done, gone. I mean, let's go back. Let's go back. And I want to look at game filter. Let's go look at Sunday night. Same thing. Oh, by the way, so I'm talking like a massive tournament here on FC, right? So we've covered a lot of this. And if you're looking at this today, you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. What did you do with all your groups and stuff like that? You're going to have to go back. I have 2 streams from last week that were showdown settings. Go watch those. Come back, watch this one later, and you'll understand it all. At some point, I've got to stop going all the way back to step 1 for each stream. We are now just progressing through the season. All right. So I would suggest anybody who's like, I need a baseline. I need a baseline of knowledge. Okay. Go back and watch the videos from that lead up to week 1. There's like 5 or 6. They're called like Showdown Refresher, Showdown Strategy, Fantasy Cruncher Settings Refresher, things like that. They'll get you up to speed. I promise you. And then you tune in daily and you'll pick up the rest of it. Holy smokes. Y'all are the best. 30 people liking the video over here already. Almost 70 watching. Yeah, YouTube is growing. You guys are the best. YouTube is growing only because of you. I always forget. I forgot again. We are 30 minutes into the show and I'm finally saying, hey, hit that like button. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for being here. Did you guys see last night? And look at that, 10 more people hit the like button while we're watching. Did you guys see? I mean, you have done this for us. You ready for this? Sunday morning show, 620. Yesterday's stream, 350 views. The showdown video from Beastie, 1.5K. 1.5K. You are amazing. You are amazing. That is because of you. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate you all so much. That is too kind, man. That is too kind. Yep, 1 point away from 20-way split for first. Yeah, exactly, Rich. Exactly, dude. And like, again, I mean, you're just chopping up first and you're not making much money. Go enter the smaller contest. You ain't chopping it up with 20 people for first place. You're probably taking it down solo, maybe 5 or 6 people. I think you at least have a higher probability. Okay, so let's say we entered a 2,900 person contest. Someone like Lamar Jackson, I'm probably okay with including now, but I'm probably going to want to cap him a little bit under where the field has him. So if the projection's at 25% at captain spot, I'm going to include Lamar Jackson in my captain spot, but I don't want him to dominate my ownership. And by the way, with a projection 12 points higher than the next player, you have to understand right now, look at his value score. Optimizers are going to jam in based on value. Lamar Jackson has the highest value. He will be owned. If I left this at 100%, Lamar Jackson is going to be close to 100% captain spot. Look at this. Was I lying or not? Well, here's 100%. I had every inclination of how this would work because this is just how the optimizers work, man. They take your projections, what's the value, points per dollar, and how's the rest of that work for the lineup, and it's going to plug it in there. So if you do include the chalkiest player, you're going to want to cap that chalky player either way above the ownership so you can be ahead of the field or way underneath it. I don't even like using them. I think the play is to just fade in a super massive tournament. But I definitely would make sure I'm under. So let me sort lineups. Do we have the same high score? Yep, we got a 135.25, but look, we did have a precipitous drop off. The other way, we ran it when we faded Lamar. We ended up having like a 135, a 133, a 132 with our top 3 scores, which means we had a bunch more lineups that were higher, right? Because we just had more bullets into Waller and Carr rather than Lamar Jackson. And then you look at this now, look at this, goes from 135 to 128 to 123. I mean, we really, really start dropping. We really start dropping. I mean, if you're ever worried about stopping players from getting in there too much, I'm a big fan, especially for showdowns. We're doing something simple. Just cap them. I just give them a quick cap. This is exposure, maximum exposure. Whatever you're comfortable with, my friend. Whatever you're comfortable with. Yeah, I've been allowing 2 QB builds as well. And again, John, like we covered it this summer, this fall when we were doing these showdowns. Let me go look at Sunday night and Thursday night real quick. We looked at this and we saw that like, one quarterback was ideal, right? But if you've paid attention to these slates, depending on the slate, 2 quarterbacks actually worked out because they're, we're just talking about nice ceilings, right? Last night was one of them. Thursday night was another. Sunday night, nah. No. Sunday night, which by the way, I've heard people say they're having trouble in here with the limit rule. It gets a little glitchy for quarterbacks. Fam, you could do this. All right. You could make groups like this. If Matt Stafford captain or Matt Stafford regular and flex is there, then Andy Dalton captain and flex. Okay. Use exactly 0. There you go. So now if Stafford is used, you're saying, I don't want Dalton in there. What the heck do I want Dalton in there? So this stops 2 quarterbacks from being included. All right. So then you're just going to have to do the reverse as well. So Dalton flex and Dalton captain, and you're going to put in Stafford captain and Stafford flex. You're going to say exactly 0. So now you've stopped quarterbacks from being in there with each other. Pretty simple, huh? Go to my captain spot. I've got all my captains here. All right, highest. Okay, now here's one too, right? So here's where interesting spots are to me. Decisions. We just made a decision. This is big brain here. You guys ready? Every slate is not the same. Mitch, you telling me no one strategy works for all DFS slates? What? So on Monday Night Football, we had a quarterback that was 12, 13% higher than every other player in the captain spot projected ownership. So we removed him. On Sunday night, there was not much of a discrepancy. They're all in play. On Monday Night Football, we're going to go look at that one next. We're going to look at the highest ownership. We're going to pivot off. We're going to figure it out because I'm pretty sure that Monday night one probably had a higher owned player. 19% is not significant over Allen Robinson there. Let's just crunch. I have no clue. Let's see. I have no clue. These are so fun. All right. No, I got no data there. Okay. Oh, well. All right. Let's sort these lineups. We get a 130. Does anybody know what the winning scores were over there? Oh, I got an idea for you, Kemper. I'm going to cover that Thursday night. Oh, we're covering that 100%. 100%. Anybody remember Thursday night? Let's see if I can go look it up. I should be able to, right? If I sort by date or something. Let's see. Completed. What's today's 14th? Last 7 days. Dallas. Flea flicker. I threw 100 darts in there, I think. All right, hold on. So 196 high score. Oh, that's Dallas. No. What am I doing here, Mitch? I went Dallas. I went Los Angeles. What day was that? 12th. This is the stuff I have to do when they're not nothing's live. Oh my goodness. I gotta go page by page. And one thing we're going to look at this week, probably tomorrow, is afternoon and early slates. I took second and seventh place or something in one of the afternoon slates. I think there might be an edge to play those. How do I find this, guys? Come on. There we go. All right, now I'm sorting by Showdown. 13th. All right, here's a mini. Let's just grab this bad boy. All right, first place in this. A 133.1. And this is a 130.5. All right. Now let's just remove the highest owned. Let's just see what happens. Oh, Pat Kingpin, Kenny Graham, Jonathan Anthony. You guys are the best. Thank you very much. Yes, do not just, that's kind of what I want people to see here. It's all slate dependent, what your strategies are. Let's see. All right. Same score, 130.24. Simply just taking out Stafford from the top spot. And that's 100% global cap, by the way, my friends. Like, that's just 100% global cap. I've done nothing here. I don't even know if I have lineup building groups built. I forced it, so the two quarterbacks are not in the same lineup. Yep, 130.24. It's as high as we're getting. All right. That's not bad, though. We're talking 2 points away from the nuts build. Let's look at Thursday Night Football. Tom Brady, he's up there. What if we just took both Tom and Dak out, right? Because we have so many great wide receivers, and we just want our wide receivers to be the guys, so that if they're in there, we end up getting the stacks. I don't know. How's this gonna look? Oh, Mike Evans the highest owned. That's not good. That can't be good. Is this forcing? Looks like it's forcing in 4 2s. So I don't know. I don't know if I would remove somebody here, because we're only talking 5% differential and then another 5. I really only removed Lamar the one time because he was 12% higher than the next person. Look at that. That's probably why I probably removed him that first night, and I did poorly. Because I looked at it after I crunched, I was like, I got 100% of both these guys at captain. That means I have no wide receiver captain, and that couldn't have ended well. Let's see. It was better. How interesting. Gronk was the captain play. You're right. You're right. Hey, what's up, Sean? Good to see you, Scrass. Trying to remember where I was going with that. I started to get deep into the weeds there, trying to see how that would work across the other slates. Let's see. I covered contest selection, and I circled it into why I think it's super important when you are building your contest to build to the contest itself. Yeah, I mean, he's double. Look at the ownership, 27% to 13%. That's the projected. What'd they end up? Oh, I don't have actuals because I don't have the contest. Poops. All right. Let's look at this week. Let's look at this Thursday. Why the heck not? We got a minute. We got some time. Let's look at this together. Dang, 47 likes over there, 60-something people. Yo, I love y'all. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks for the support. Y'all the best. You guys are single-handedly becoming the teamriseorfall.com like marketing, right? Because we don't have marketing. We don't have it. We don't have budget for it. I don't have people to do it. So thank you. Thank you very much. What's up, Mr. G? Good to see you, dude. Okay, Thursday Night Football. Let's take it. Oops, I got to go to the showdown. Let's do this. Oh, this could be interesting. Trash game. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Okay. I'm already, oh man, I almost don't want to show this on stream. There's 4 guys right now I want to use. That's it, just 4. Do I show it or not? Matchup of the century. Quiet down, Kemper. Quiet down. Be quiet. Y'all ready? Should I just show it? Do it. Do it. What movie is that? Zoolander? Do it. Do it. Nope. Later this week, premium. I mean, I don't know, Jonathan. All right, let's do it live. Let's do it live. Listen, fam, it's a Thursday Night Football game. We're gonna have some fun. Who loves you? There it is, CG. Do it. All right. Here's your chalk Thursday night. Antonio Gibson, Sterling Shepard. Okay. I actually imagine Gibson being probably 26, 27%, Sterling Shepard in the 20s. And I honestly think every single other player is going to be like projected ownership like 8 to 10%. I'm telling you that right now. I'm going by the pricing and what their projections will be and what that will end up being for a value, which will be the main driver of who is used the most and what the chalk will be. Taylor Heineke and Daniel Jones will have projections of 13 to 16 and a half points, but at 15,000, watch, let me show this. Say a 16 projection. Let's see a 13. Antonio Gibson gets like a 14.2. Look at this. Do you see what I'm saying? And then Sterling Shepard, coming hot off that great game, he gets like a 13.1. Check this out. Let me sort by value real quick. Oh, they're all 25. Look at the value. Okay. Remember, this is going to indicate where optimizers will use players the most, which is going to drive ownership up at certain players. This is just DFS 101, my friends. All right. I'm giving you an inside behind the curtain look at some of this stuff. Sterling Shepard, doesn't even need an astronomical projection to be one of the highest projected players because his price tag is only 12K. The highest owned players is 12K. His value is a 1. His value is a 1. Daniel Jones, nobody has any faith in. All right. So even if his value is up here, people probably going to knock him down with some dislikes, things like that. I think a very fine idea for this slate. You skip this section where you've got volatility and garbage. You've got 2 guys who will be higher owned. You either give them like a really low cap, you're way underweight, or you totally don't have them. And then, my friends, you're looking at guys like McLaurin, Galladay, Slayton, Touchdown Thomas here at 11K. I mean, the guy scored like 5 of his last 8 games. All right. As a football player here for the football team, he just scores. In NBA terms, he gets buckets. He just keeps scoring. Look at this. 4 out of the last 8 games, he scored a touchdown. We're talking multiplier. I mean, shoot, what? 24-point game? He goes out there, gets that. Again, we're playing for ceilings, right? We're not worried so much about floors. This isn't cash games, or this is not double ups. He gets 20 points, 1.5 times it. Logan Thomas ends up in the nuts build with a 30-point captain spot score, and he only has 11K at the captain. I mean, you have all the money in the world where the rest of your lineup will be perfect. You'll have Antonio Gibson, you might have Saquon. You could probably jam in McLaurin, Galladay, and Slayton at 6'6", or Diami Brown, who did terrible. He did have 4 targets. Maybe he gets shoved in there at 1,400. Maybe one of the defenses gets used. Dustin Hopkins kicking 3 field goals, something like that. How many he kicked? He kicked 4, only made 3. Okay. But I mean, simply just getting off the 2 chalkiest plays in this game, and you're going to be in rare territory. You're either going to lose all your money by yourself, or you're going to win a lot of money by yourself, or with whomever else has this similar strategy. All right. Again, pay attention to what these ownerships are, but I already tell you off the top of my head, let's see what they become. I think CG's projections go out later today. I would imagine Gibson and Shepard, followed by probably Daniel Jones and Tyler Heinicke, will be your top 4 ownership, and you could probably just either get off of them, get off of these 2, cap the other 2, and then be on the other 4. And then what you do with these guys is you make sure you have Thomas at your captain, but then you put Heinicke at the flex. Why? Because if you're saying Logan Thomas had himself a day and scored a touchdown, Heinicke threw a touchdown at minimum, in which case you're probably going to want him in your lineup. Okay, you're probably just going to want him in your lineup. If he throws a touchdown to Thomas, there's a chance he potentially had a second one elsewhere, in which case you're going to want him in the flex position for the rest of your lineup. There we go. There we go. I don't know. I don't know about that, but it's different thinking. It's a tournament mindset. That's funny. He is such a beast. He is such a beast. Imagine not jamming in Scary Terry. I don't think he's going to be the chalk, though. So that's a phenomenal play. If he's not chalk, jam him in there. I'm worried about his upside. I am. I'm worried about his upside. I think Antonio Gibson is probably the highest owned player, and I think Shepard's probably second. McLaurin's going to be up there, though. I'm honestly looking at Kenny G and Darius Slayton. Logan Thomas is my favorites. Slayton had 6 targets in that game. I think so did Kenny G. They both have downfield ability. They both have shown red zone ability in the past years. If you guys all saw how Sterling Shepard scored, he created that touchdown in the open field. He created it. Logan Thomas went up for his. He's just a beast in the red zone. He's just a beast. All over the Washington defense. Yeah, I'm on both kickers. Absolutely. I'm on both kickers, man. Dustin Hopkins, 4 field goal attempts. Yeah. Listen, Tyler Heinicke's probably going to struggle in the red zone. If he doesn't score, if he doesn't get the ball, Logan Thomas, I think the defense probably just takes out Antonio Gibson, which is also why I'm kind of off Gibson a little bit in the captain spot. Because if he's not scoring touchdowns, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're getting there. Graham Gano, I don't know. Giants offense just sucks. They just suck. Gibson has a shoulder issue, correct? I don't want to talk about everything on the stream for a showdown analysis here, but I mean, I'm kind of getting strategy wise here. I'm just trying to listen. It's a crummy game. I think ownership is going. And why did I say they're going to be in the 20 percentiles? Because I think these players all suck so bad that people are just going to be like, whomever inspires the most confidence, and wherever the value is going to be based on the projections is where the ownership is going to be. Antonio Gibson, all right, big name. McLaurin, bigger name. Shepard, great first game. People like him now. No one feels good about Jones. No one feels good about Heinicke. No one's touching Galladay and Slayton. No one's touching Thomas. You probably get Thomas, Slayton, Galladay for 6 to 8% captain ownership. Who do you want to move with in a 100,000 person tournament? Do you want to move with 22,000 people who have Antonio Gibson in the captain spot, or do you want to have Darius Slayton and only move with 6,000 people in the captain spot for the tournament? I mean, it's you versus 6,000 lineups. If Slayton scores 2 touchdowns in this game, he has this game right here, 108 for 129 or 6 for 102 and 2 scores. if he has this game and you are with those 6,000 people going up and down the standings, first off, your Darius Slayton lineups locked in for cash. They're locked into cash in that contest. But now you're against only 5,999 entries to take first place. Meanwhile, if you are using Antonio Gibson in his 22% ownership, you are moving with 22,000 lineups in a 100,000 person tournament. Good luck. Good luck. You are chopping up first place, even if you get first place, with dozens of people, in which case, congrats. Congrats on your 5 times ROI. Like, it's not going to be special. It's just not going to be special. All right. That's enough strategy talk today. It was a good stream. It was a good stream. Thanks for giving me a few minutes in the beginning to talk contest selection on DraftKings. I know that's different. This is primarily FC, but I tied it together. You know, I wanted to show the difference so you understood that 118,000 person tournament, don't touch Antonio Gibson. Just don't, you know, or whomever is the highest owned, right? You just don't do it if you're trying to win it and not chop. 2,900 people, holy smokes. If Darius Slayton is 6% owned in that, I'm going to do some quick math here. 6% owned would be 174 people. It'd be you and 174 lineups in a 3,000 person tournament for first place, right? And just hopefully out of the other 5 flex spots, you just have the better 5 flex than those 174. And you have a much better chance of not duplicating, because it's just you and 174 other people with Darius Slayton in the captain spot. It's just a numbers game. It's just a numbers game. All right, my friends. Hey, good stream. Hit that like button on your way out. I'll see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock. And man, it's going to be a good week. Week 2, we learned a little bit in week 1. Lineup study, lineup rewind. We're going to move forward with setting our stuff up for the rest of the week for Thursday night showdown, because we'll have live projections for main slate, Thursday, Friday, things like that. So we've got money to be made. We've got stuff to learn together, and we got to do work. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, 2 things. Number 1, we have 2 videos coming out today as well. We've got a Thursday night showdown video coming out on YouTube, and that's by Beastie. Had 1,500 views. The Monday night one did. So we're doing another for Thursday night. We're going to start doing those. They seem to be popular. You guys like them. Number 2, we're going to have the bottom of the barrel video come out. We got the 6 more streams this week, 3-hour stream Sunday morning, and I think 9 more videos. So YouTube's going to be bumping. I'll see you later. I'll see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock.